Everyday products are made to such quality that we often take their appearance and form for granted. In reality, it has taken decades of refinement to make household items as functional and as tidy as they are. In this video, you will see 10 everyday products with incredibly well thought out design. Number 10. Oscillating fan. Due to their design and method of operation, oscillating fan provide cooler air by distributing a breeze throughout the room. But have you ever wondered why oscillating fans have a peg instead of an on and off switch? The reason for this is quite simple, really. When the homeowner presses down on the peg, it moves a gear into position to connect to a rod, which is used to spin the fan blade, and in the process turns the entire fan. When you pull it up, it simply disconnects. Also, one must assume that there are quite a few fans out there, as this 60-minute video of an oscillating fan has recently trended in the top 5 on Netflix. Number 9. The spray bottle. A bottle of insect poison or furniture polish may seem like the simplest contraption ever, but the spray bottle is actually quite an amazing piece of one-way valve engineering. The bottle draws its power not from the squeeze of your finger, but from the release of the trigger, which moves air into the bottle and pulls liquid from a straw that extends into the bottom of the bottle to a base referred to as the chamber. When the trigger is pulled, liquid is forced out of the chamber and propelled to the nozzle, but routed through a different valve. Finally, the nozzle will disperse the water in a mist or in a strong stream, depending on whether you are shooting for a fast-moving fly or stationary target. Number 8. Lock and key. There was once great prestige and power associated with keys, as in ancient Rome, the wealthy wore keys as rings on their fingers. But the modern key was pioneered by an engineer named Linus Yale Jr. in the 1860s. The edges on modern keys are serrated to correspond to positions of pins placed inside the lock. Each individual key structure causes all of the pins to line up perfectly with a fault line inside the mechanism. When they're all lined up, and only when they're all lined up, the lock opens. Digital lock and keys may soon replace most physical keys, but pitfalls and flaws and locks opened by cellular devices ensure that the old-fashioned key will stick around at least for a while. Number 7. Teabag. You may not be aware that in 2014, a major debate involving millions of consumers was settled once and for all, but you need to be subject to a political briefing to pinpoint the matter at hand. Instead, just look down at your cup of tea. Almost 2 years ago, the Advertising Standards Authority ruled that pyramid-shaped Teabag invented in 1997 by Brooke Bond, the then-parent company of PG Tips, brews a quicker and more efficient cup of tea. Test results have shown that due to a greater surface area, the infusion of tea at 40 seconds and again at 2 minutes into brewing is greater when using a pyramid metal teabag than when using a round teabag. Tetley, the makers of a world-famous round teabag, demanded the study when a PG Tips advert ran, demonstrating the virtues of the more dynamic and dispersal-efficient pyramid bags versus the old-fashioned teabag. The teabag itself is a wonderful miracle of homemaking design. The mesh bag allows the consumer to brew tea without the messy chores involved with loose tea leaves and performs the same function as an in-infuser. Some teabags even have a paper label attached by a string and a small seemingly metal staple. But what is interesting is that the staples are designed to reflect microwaves rather than absorb them, allowing homemakers to nuke a stapled and labeled bag of tea. Number 6. The pencil. Despite the proliferation of laptops, ink pens, and mechanical writing utensils, never fear writing with a good old number 2 pencil is still cool. But have you thought about why pencils are always shaped in a hexagon? It's actually an ingenious design feature that protects the user in several different ways. First, carving a hexagon shape out of wood is the cheapest and most efficient way to craft the instrument, keeping the price of your pencil ridiculously low. Second, the ribbed outer surface of the pencil is useful for keeping a firm grip as you write. Also, if you drop a pencil, it will likely stop rolling quickly, thanks to the hexagonal rather than cylindrical design. The design also allows more pencils to be packed closely together for shipping. Number 5. An automotive thermostat. This video shows off an automotive thermostat, which is used in an engine cooling system. Incredibly, the thermostat responsible for keeping a car from dangerously overheating works by melting wax. The thermostat includes a small chamber of wax, which expands the chamber whenever it heats up and melts. The chamber is connected to a rod which extends into the cooling system. When the thermostat expands, the rod opens a valve, which then allows coolant into the system. Then as the system cools and the thermostat draws tight, the rod pulls back and the valve closes. So simple and effective. Number 4. The paperclip. The modern paperclip's design was an inspiration out of necessity, economic necessity. Though we have always known that holding 2 or more pieces of paperwork together can be a handy idea. As late in the 19th century, there were as many as a dozen differently shaped wire contraptions competing on the market, all claiming to bind bills beautifully. But the simple, pliable paperclip unveiled by the Gem Manufacturing Company of Britain in the 1870s blew its rivals away and became the handy household item that we know and love today. The Gem consists of a single wire of steel, molded around itself with 4 180-degree turns, each shaped with a curve. Its superiority to competing paperclip designs lay in its simple, cheap construction and its paper-protecting qualities. Other early model paperclips, such as the owl clip, involved more complex knots of wire that could damage held-together files over time. Or the Eureka clip design, which consisted of rounded, heavier chunks of metal and left papers poked and documents dented. The modern paperclip is also insanely easy to make. Just watch this slow-down footage of its manufacturing process, and you can see that a single revolving wheel with precisely positioned blocks can bend the clip in seconds. Number 3. Mechanical keyboard key. Mechanical keyboard keys may seem simple enough. Press down, and the computer senses the pressure on the notch or something right. It's actually a little more complicated and ingenious than that. For instance, check out these illustrations and videos of a type of mechanical key well loved by gamers. The Cherry MX. The key cap that you strike is attached to a big red structure, which moves when to press, so that the metal can complete a circuit. The computer is then told, so to speak, that a key is being held down via its sensitivity to the circuit. Though there are many varieties of keyboard keys, Cherry MX red keys are popular among video gamers due to its reliability in sensing a keystroke only when genuinely pushed. Number 2. Aluminium cans. First appearing in Richmond, Virginia in the United States in 1935. The aluminum beverage can has dominated the soft drink and beer market due to its almost surreal efficiency. It keeps our drinks cold and helps to prevent spoilage, but that is only the start. Firstly, the cylindrical shape of a can is superbly engineered. The tall design maximizes shipping space and consumer comfort, while a handy base prevents the can from rolling off of tables when set up right. In contrast, a square or cube can would be harder to drink from, and a spherical can would roll around like a bowling ball. A cube can would also require heavy reinforcement on its edges or stress points, whereas a sphere would prove extremely ineffective for packaging and shipping due to the gaps created when round shapes are placed together, wasting precious space and manufacturer's expense. But another clever, often overlooked design virtue of the aluminum can is the double seam. The tops and bottoms of early metal beverage cans were often welded or soldered onto the ends of the cylinder, which sometimes caused its contents to become contaminated. Today's aluminum can manufacturers use a cleaner and more consumer-friendly process of machine seaming, which forms an airtight seal, which is then filled with a safety compound so that no gas molecules or carbonation can escape, while completely protecting the liquid inside from contamination. The seam is also essential for giving the can more durability. The modern beverage can doesn't stop there in maximizing its efficiency and durability. Though in aluminum cans, walls are very thin, a sealed can is protected from being broken or damaged easily by utilizing internal pressure, which extends equally in all directions to the surface of the aluminum. After all, the phrase, "throw me another one," is not often used for glass bottles. Furthermore, the dome-shaped curvature at the bottom of a ready-for-sale aluminum can is perfect for stacking and shipping, able to withstand 90 psi, or about the weight of a normal-sized man or woman stepping down onto it. Finally, the flip-top lid is yet another inventive miracle. Very early steel cans were called flat tops as they had no convenient way to open. Customers had to puncture their own small hole to drink from, plus an even smaller hole to allow venting. In the 60s, the first pull-top levers were pioneered, but their pull and tear-out design caused consumers to be saddled with handling loose pull-top, which often littered streets without a convenient trash receptacle nearby. The modern flip tab, to which we are accustomed today, is designed to open a neat section of the top to drink from, while staying attached to the empty can, which can be disposed of in one piece. Today's soft drink tabs are also based on a wheelbarrow lever concept that allows the consumer to exert great force with little effort. That satisfying and fizzy crack you hear is the sound of pressure inside and outside the can quickly equalizing. Number 1. A jet airplane window. While you may not realize it gazing sleepily outside at 15,000 feet, there are many fascinating reasons why airplane windows are designed as you see them. Firstly, you may notice that airplane windows are always rounded, never cornered. The reason jet airplane windows are round is because an oval is the most efficient window shape for protecting the structure against wear and tear. due to the effects of stress on cornered window structures, which could build up over time as just expand in contrast as they fly from areas of low to high altitude. A normal rectangular window could sustain long-term damage that would put travelers at risk, but curved window panes have no focal point at which stress can accumulate. So the round structures distribute stress evenly and greatly reduce the likelihood of cracking or breaking. The high-tech plexiglass surface is another super-stressed, resistant, and low-maintenance component of an airplane window and allows engineers to create new improvements to your visual experience while flying. For instance, the new Boeing Dreamliner's windows come with adjustable brightness settings so that travelers can personalize their panoramic views. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to CRAIN to be notified of more in the future. Thanks for watching.